My name is Rick Haskell, and I'd like to welcome you to ECON 3100 Labor Economics. I have to tell you, I love this course. I had the opportunity to design the course when I was in my doctoral program here at the University of Utah many years ago, and I've had the chance to continue to teach it even though today I'm a finance professor at Westminster College down the street. I want to spend a few minutes introducing you to the central theme of the course, talk about course communication and accessing me. I want to talk about course organization and want to talk about assignments. First, the central theme of this course will be to answer a single question. And that question is, why do different workers receive different wages? Now, you may think you already know the answer to that question, and possibly you do. But I want to make sure that by the time we're done with the weeks in this course together, that you know some rigorous foundational ways to answer the question. I want to be able to walk away from this knowing that you not only know why you receive the wages you do, but other people can receive the wages that they do. And it also then is a key to understanding how you might be able to choose to increase the wages that you receive. In fact, you'll do an essay at the end of this course that will be titled, Why Do Different Workers Receive Different Wages? And in that essay, you will use your job or perhaps the job you expect to have as you leave college, and you'll apply the models and metrics and rationale that we will have talked about over the weeks to answering that question for your condition. So let me give a brief introduction to myself, talk about course communication, and talk about access. You may have already seen an introductory video on me. That's great if you did, but you should know I'm a family guy. This is a picture of my beautiful wife and I. It was taken a few years ago. I'm a little bit older than this now. She's not. You see pictures of some of my children and grandchildren. You see that I like woodworking projects. I have a shop next to my home that I built. I have a fairly detailed garden with ponds and waterfalls. And this little bad boy in the right-hand corner will be showing up in the next 4 or 6 weeks, maybe while we're in class together. And I have to admit, I love fast cars way too much. Well, enough of that. Let's talk about accessing me, communication, and how to progress through this course. You've probably already seen that I'm asking you to use WhatsApp in this course. WhatsApp is a great tool. It lets us communicate with each other. Perhaps the best utility of it is answering and asking questions. When you have a question in this course, I will encourage you to use the WhatsApp group that you've been invited to. Ask the question in that group. If you have the question, I guarantee you 3 or 10 other people have the exact same question. And if you ask it within WhatsApp, as soon as I see it, I'll go ahead and answer it. But I don't necessarily see things immediately. I'm in classes. I have other things going on in my life, just as you do yours. And so if somebody else sees it before I see it, maybe one of your fellow students will answer it. Or maybe still, somebody asked it before you did, and so when you go onto WhatsApp to ask the question, you might see that someone else already asked it and the answer's already waiting for you. You can also text me. You have my text number right here. It's my cell phone number, and I don't answer my phone hardly ever when it's a voice call unless it's my wife or children, but I am religious about answering texts and emails. I get to them as soon as I can. And you also have an email address for me. Now, sometimes you'll get emails from me at my Westminster College email address where I'm a full-time faculty member. But you can use that address or you can use the utah.edu address. They're both going to get to me equally as quickly. Canvas is really important in this class because as a hybrid class, the class has numerous videos, quizzes, review problems, online resources, all accessible through Canvas. So let's take a look at the course organization through Canvas very quickly. So this, of course, is the opening page to the course, and you see the nice picture of campus. The important thing is start here. So you click on that button, and when you do so, it's going to let you see the modules for the course. But before that, I want to make sure that you go in, and I want you to set up your notifications. I want to make sure that you are getting any communication that comes through the course and able to take full advantage of it. And I want to make sure you get it not just on some computer that you might check once a night or maybe once every couple of days, but you're getting it on your iWatch, your iPhone, your Android device, whatever you're carrying in your pocket. So let's take a look at some of that. So when you go to the notifications, you'll see that you're able to put in your email address that you want to receive notifications at. So I've got a couple of them at the university, but they all move to the same place. I've got my phone number put in there, and you can identify which items you want to have hit that instrument or which items you want to have hit a different instrument and how you want them to come across to you. If you haven't set this up for yourself yet, and if you're not getting your information from Canvas coming across your mobile device, you're missing out on a lot. Well, the course is organized into modules with videos, quizzes, review problems, with Canvas discussions, and with course essays, and then supplemental resources. So let's take a look at how some of this looks. By the way, before we go there, this book, Modern Labor Economics, is the book that I have patterned this course after. You're welcome to purchase it. Those of you that are economists, maybe you should purchase it. It's an extraordinary resource. But the rest of us, we don't need to buy this book. Yeah, you'll find that I've got all the information from it that we need in the course. So the course is set up in Canvas modules. So from that start button that was on the first item you saw a few minutes ago, it opens up to the modules, and the modules are going to then let you see what's in the course. And you first have the introduction, as you might expect, and then you have module number 1, and then it's going to go to an assignment, and then module number 2, and then it's going to go to another assignment, and so on. So this is what it's going to look like, and when we progress through this, in the course orientation, there's a number of items that you're going to need and want to do. So pay attention to this. There's more important material here than you might think. The course introduction video that you're watching now is here, of course, but then so is the WhatsApp and lots of other important information for you. Here are some important due dates and the schedule of modules for the course. So here we are with the course introduction, and we'll talk about introductory items the first night of class. And in this schedule, you'll see that we show the class date, but you'll also see that I'm showing you the quiz and review problem due dates, and they're not the same. They're different. You're going to find that in virtually all cases that we will assign material for you to view from Canvas in the various videos in Canvas. The first 2 will be about the labor market and labor market marginality. You will be responsible to have viewed those and taken the quizzes that are respective to them in advance of the class that we'll get together and talk more about them. So on Sunday nights of most weeks, I think all weeks, you're expected to have reviewed the material in the videos, which will take you 2 or 3 hours per module. So you'll spend 4, 5, or 6 hours over the week between the first class on Monday the 22nd and the time that you're responsible to have this material reviewed and the quizzes done on Sunday the 28th. And then we will take a deeper dive into this on Monday the 29th. After that deeper dive, you'll then be responsible to complete a review problem or a set of review problems based upon those modules that were represented that week. So we talk about the material after you have prepared yourself with the videos I've prepared for you on the material and after you've taken the quizzes. Let me make a word about the quizzes for you. They are not exams. They're part of the learning experience. In fact, you have 2 opportunities to take each quiz, and the system will record your high score of those 2 opportunities. The quizzes are not hard and they're not long. They're 4 and 5 questions. The score that you get on the quiz will not accumulate and be an influencer on your grade. So the scores that you get on the quiz will not become part of your grade. However, your successful completion of the quizzes does add toward your grade. Here's what I mean by that. For each of the quizzes, again, you have 2 opportunities to take the quiz. And frankly, if you didn't get things right the first time, go ahead and do it again because you want to get at least 70% of the points available. For any quiz that you have scored at least a 70%, and that's going to be the high of your 2 attempts, then you will accumulate 1 point. And you will receive points for every one of these that you get at least a 70% on and have done on time, of course. And then there's the quiz completion part of this course that is worth 15% of your grade. So while doing poorly on these quizzes may not hurt you if the first time, you're going to want to take a second shot at them if you don't do well in the quiz the first time. Again, these are part of the learning experience. And then whether you get a 70% or a 100% or anything in between, it's going to affect your grade the exact same way. Not through the quiz score itself, but through the quiz completion assignment in the class. And in that quiz completion, Canvas doesn't automatically keep track of all of that. I do that with my staff, and we'll go ahead and make sure that periodically we'll update that. Well, you can see a couple of things on this schedule. You can see that there are a series of assignments that are Canvas discussions. And on this Canvas discussions, you see the due date, of course, but that's not the day that you should go in and start working on this. That's the date by which it has to be completely submitted. For each of these Canvas discussions, you will submit 3 separate and distinct posts. When you open up the assignment, you'll see what it looks like. You'll see that there's a little bit of material that I've typed up for you. There's 5, 6, or 7 different articles that I've attached that I'm not expecting you to read all of them. In fact, frankly, if you just pick up one of them and review through it and read it, I'll be a happy guy, and so will you. And then the very first post that you put together in Canvas will be your initial thoughts about this topic. And the first one is going to be the post-COVID workplace. So you'll give some of your thoughts about this, and I want to be able to see that you have thoughtfully considered the item at hand, and then you're telling us what you think. And you're going to tell us in a typed response that should be long enough, complete enough, well-constructed enough for us to know that you have thoughtfully considered this. A very short post in response won't get you all of the points, but you want to make sure that it's obvious that it's thoughtful. Now, that's the first post. Your second post is intended to be a response to someone else's post. And then your third post, and final post perhaps, will be your response to someone else's response to you. So you'll put up your initial post. You'll respond to someone else having commented on what you had said in your initial post, and then you'll respond to someone who has responded to you. You'll do 3 separate and distinct responses or posts. If you do all 3 posts, then you'll be eligible to receive 9 or 10 points for the assignment, and 9 or 10 based upon how thoughtfully you've answered the questions. If you do only 2 of the posts, then the maximum number of points you can receive is 8. If you do only 1 post, the maximum number of points you can receive is 7. Well, you'll see here that we're moving pretty quickly. You got 2 or 3 different modules each week. And of course, this is a half semester course. We've only got like 7 weeks together, really, 7 classes together. And so we're cooking with gas. And you don't want to get behind in this, but you'll have an entire semester's work done before you're done. So pay attention to the schedule. Don't get behind. If you start to get behind, reach out to me, WhatsApp, text, emails. You're welcome to reach out and personally connect to me for an appointment in my office or on Zoom, whatever is necessary to make sure that you understand what we're doing, and so you've got a good shot at succeeding in this course. Well, when we look at Canvas, here's another element that we're looking at for the modules. This is one of the modules on the instructive elements of the course. Here we're looking at the labor market itself. That was module 1. And you'll see that for each module, there's a description, there's a set of module objectives, and there's a to-do list. And then when you've gone through those, you move to the next. And the next, in this case, is going to be the first part of the labor market, in which you'll see in this part, there are 2 videos, each one of them with a quiz. And that's the way this whole course will line out. A video, a quiz, a video, a quiz. You'll go on to the next. And at the end of any given module, then you'll do a review problem. And then you'll go to the next module or next assignment. In this case, the next assignment is one of the Canvas discussions. I told you a little bit about the essay that you'll submit on Canvas. Let me give you a little bit more of this. This will be at the end of the semester. This essay, in response to why do different workers receive different wages, is supposed to be about you as a worker. I want you to take the modules, the metrics, the models that we develop in the course. I want you to apply them to you. One of the things I love about this class is it's the only economics class you're likely to ever have where you are an active participant in the market that that course is talking about. We're all active participants in the labor market. And so this course is going to be focused on you, and you can use yourself as an example for any or all of the different items that we talk about. But clearly you'll use you, your job, your expectations as the example for the essay that we'll do at the end of the course. The essay is expected for you to have a minimum of 1,500 words. If you do 1,500 words right on the dot, you'll qualify for 70% of the points available, or for the word count, for the assignment. You'll also be responsible to describe and develop 3 separate concepts that will have been talked about in the modules, and the graphic models and the conceptual content and methods with respect to them. I'm expecting that even though there's a 1,500 word minimum on this assignment, it takes most people 2,000 or 2,500 words to do a good job on this. Each module has a number of supplemental resources, and you'll see them in the supplemental resources tabs at the bottom of each of the module pages. These are completely supplemental. If you view these, great. If you don't view them, great. They're there to give you more information on things that you might find very interesting, or a different perspective on an item that maybe you just didn't connect to all that well when you were going through it in the module. Let's talk about some advice as how you succeed in this course. First thing, I think this is a no-brainer. Come to class, engage in the conversations, be part of the discussion and dialogue. You're going to find that since you'll have been responsible to prepare in advance of the class, that the conversations will be far more interesting than if you're just listening to me drone on about some lecturing items, which I'm going to do in the videos. So the best piece of advice I can get you outside of just coming to class, watch the videos. Some tremendous information there. I didn't come up with it, but I'm the one delivering it to you. And if you're not sure what you should do, watch the videos. The videos have a lot of really interesting information for them. Well, that might seem a little bit dated, or you might be a little tired of hearing my voice or listening to me cough sometimes, but I don't care. Just watch the videos. Watching the videos is going to help you in this class. And when you wonder what to do, watch the videos. And at the end of the day, watch the freaking videos. Now, I'm being a little dramatic about this, but it stuns me, might even stun you, at the number of students that think they can just skip all the material, all the content, and skip right to the end. You won't get any place. You certainly won't have a satisfactory experience, and you'll miss the richest part of the course. Well, let me mention grades for a moment. I start with the concept that everybody gets an A, but by your own activity, quizzes, review problems, Canvas discussions, you can either keep that or choose to throw it away. You might think some of the material in the course is hard. Maybe some of it is. To the extent that that's true, I'm a relatively lenient grader on those elements that are subjective, and so that probably makes up for it a little bit, but maybe only a little. Well, the first student that reaches out to me after having watched this video, I'm going to send you a Starbucks gift card. It's a bit of an incentive and a bit of a reward for having done it, by the way. But you're going to have to let me know, and then we're going to make sure everybody else knows that paying attention to the instructions and watching this video got you something other than just 15 or 20 minutes having to listen to me. Well, I hope you enjoy this class. I love this class. I love the application of this class. And I hope that you'll enjoy the time spent not only in the videos and on Canvas, but on our classes on Monday nights.